What's up, you guys? Joe W here, back at it again with another deck profile for y'all, and today we're going to be doing BT8 MaloMyotismon. I know I had a first draft video about it, but this is going to be my updated version. I'm running two specific versions. One runs Scatter Mode and Eismon, and kind of fills trash a lot faster, but this version that I'm about to show you will have some Retaliation elements that will allow you to trade against bigger stacked bodies and really benefiting off kind of like the deletion effects that you have in the deck overall. But that said, I'm really considering playing this card or this deck actually in the Carta Magica regionals, simply because it has been a struggle, guys. In Canada, apparently distribution still has 0 starter decks out, which means it's going to take a long time to get our starter decks going. And I don't think they'll get there for Carta, so I have to really adjust and figure out what deck to take. And Malo has been pretty good based off the anticipated meta decks that we will be seeing. So we're just gonna dive right into this, and I hope that you guys do enjoy the profile. If you do, please like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm, it helps build my channel. It just fuels the love. Like, I love seeing the success of the YouTube channel as it grows, and it just makes me want to do more, so thank you. But for starters, we're running 4 eggs here of the Demimera BT8, and then we're running 1 copy of Pagumon. So the Demimera BT8 actually reads, when you trash the top cards of your deck by an effect, you get to trigger draw 1. So whenever you trash the top cards of your deck. So very good card when you are using Myotismon's Missed Memory boosts, when you are using things that basically trash. So those are the 2 main cards in the deck that do that, but you also have other things as well. Pagumon, when attacking, trash the top card of your deck, which is really helpful as well, just to get more Myotismons and fill your trash a lot better. For rookies, we're gonna be running 4 copies of this Gabumon. This is the best Gabumon boy ever. It's literally just a draw 2 trash 1 inheritable on deletion. Really helps fill trash with your Myotismon names. It also is a very good combo with Myotismon and Yukio, because you get value out of your Digimon being deleted, which is awesome. Next, we've got 3 copies of Devimon. This is the new one from the set as well. What I like about this card is it allows you to not only grab a Yukio, it also allows you to trash a Digimon, which could be a Digimon with Myotismon in its name, and it doesn't totally deck you out, because the last card that you are going to be revealing will just go to the bottom of your deck. So you do have a little bit of control there. You're not over trashing, so to speak, risking a deck out. And I'm running 1 copy of the promo Devi. You don't really see much value in this one, to be honest. I just end up hard playing it when I can, especially if I have a double rookie start with the Gabu and this card. So you just hard drop it and then get some value through trashing. I'm still tweaking the ability, the trash ability of the deck. It's a little wonky. Sometimes you get it and it really pops off, but other times you're just trashing things that you wish you didn't. And next we are going to be running 3 copies of Gazimon here. Gazimon is a super cool card as well. Obviously, Team Never Spark, it just negates your memory gains. And I'm still trying to learn where Gazi fits in this BT8 set. Honestly, I don't think it's as good as it was previously, but I mean, I'm still figuring out the meta, and we're still trying to anticipate as best as we can. Oops, I'm actually running 1 more of this Devi. So I run 2, just to be clear. Moving on to the level 4s, we've got 4 copies of Soulmon. I love Soulmon. 4 costs, so you can hard drop it. There's actually a couple times where I hard drop Soul, then Digivolve into a level 5 immediately, because your opponent will, like, turn 1 play a Tamer for 4, so I'll Digivolve into a Rookie and Raising, and then I'll hard drop Soulmon and go into a 5, and then I now have 2 bodies on the board to threaten, and that actually ends up being really helpful for me. But its inheritable effect is when a card is trashed from the top of your deck, you gain 1 memory, which is very powerful in this deck, because it actually allows you to choke your opponents, even if you have evolution costs of 3 or higher. Next, we are running 4 copies of Devimon. So this is the flex spot for you guys. You can either run 4 copies of Devimon or 3 copies of Scatter Mode and 1 copy of Eismon. Personally, it's pretty good. Personally, the Devimon has been good against really tall stacks, but at the same time, you tend to miss you tend to miss just being able to just fill your trash immediately, you know? So if I'm able to just fill my trash immediately, I don't really need retaliation because I'm there. I get there before the stack actually, my opponent's stack does a lot of, ends up giving too much value or gaining too much value. So it's really dependent on the playstyle and what you're planning on achieving. 3 copies of Devimon here. So Devimon's really cool, guys. Just a 1 cost to Evo blocker, allows you to get to your level 5 super fast, which is very helpful because you're getting most of your value out of the 1 Myotismon that I'm about to show you. Yeah, just a 1 cost to Evo blocker. Sometimes you can choke your opponent off a blocker, prevent any early swings, etc., etc. You guys know the drill with blockers. And next, we're running 4 copies of the new Myotismon. This is a very powerful Myotismon. So this effect is when Digivolving, you get to trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Then you can play Yukio Oikawa, which is the main tamer from trash, onto the field. And its inheritable is super good because on deletion, when this Digimon with Myotismon in its name is deleted, you can actually play Yukio from hand or trash suspended without playing its memory cost. So it actually sets itself up to play another Malo on deletion, which is very good. Also, it's 8k DP, which means if it survives, it's just value. And it's also 8 to hard play, so you get to play around Orumon for Orumon's deletion effect. And it takes a little bit longer to take care of, to be taken care of by Doragormon as well. Next, we're running another 8 cost to hard play Myotismon, which is 2 copies of this EX1 Myotismon. The beauty about this EX1 Myotismon is it reduces the play cost or the Digivolution cost of a Myotismon over it by 1. In addition to that, it allows the Retaliation inherit to swing over unsuspended level 4 or lower Digimon, which is a very good inheritable effect. Because if I have the Piercing Malo over this, I go into Piercing Malo for 4 instead of 5. And I'm also able to swing over unsuspended Digimon if there is a Devimon underneath for Retaliation, and Pierce as well, and gain a memory, which is really good. Now, if I go into the other Malo as well, it's actually a 3 cost instead of a 4. And then if there's a Malo or Myotismon in trash, it's actually a 2 cost, which makes it super powerful because you can get into that Malo for 2. And it's very powerful with the Devi stack as well. Next, running 2 copies of this super cheap Myotismon. The reason why I have these 2 Myotismons is really just to fill trash. Honestly, it's really just there to fill trash. Or in late game, when I don't want to trash more cards from the top of my deck, I can just go into this guy because my trash and my Yukios are all set up. All I really want to do is go into a Myotis, have this guy swing, have it get destroyed in security, and then I can set up my Malo. So at 7k DP, 6 costs, it's relatively low. So you want to play this on the late end if it's not in your trash already, just to trigger Yukios. And we're going into the Megas, which is the exciting part of the deck. We're going into the big boy Malo himself. This guy is awesome. I actually love this card so much. 13 cost to hard play, 4 cost to Evo, and its on play effect is effectively if you have 5 Digimon with Myotismon in its names, so Malo and just regular Mayo, you get to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and trash the top card of their security. Now, these effects are not a consequence of the other, they trigger together. So you do as much as you can, which means if you don't have an unsuspended target, you can still trash the top of your security, which is very, very good. In addition to that, it comes out for free with Yukio, which is insane. And it's when Digivolving effect sets up the actual combo itself. So when Digivolving, you can actually trash the top 5 cards of your deck. So filling your Malo and Myotismons in trash, filling those names up in trash, and potentially trashing Yukios that you could bring out via trash later. And it gains a memory if you have a Myotismon with its name in the trash. So you don't have to have trashed a Myotismon, it just has to be in your trash already, and you can gain the memory back. So it's almost a guaranteed 3 cost to Evo, and it could be even 2 cost to Evo when you consider, you know, the cost reduction and the Soulmons, Myotismon and Soulmon kind of thing. Next, I'm running 3 copies of this MaloMyotismon. I'll be very honest, I'm not entirely sure if I want to drop this down to 2. But this is a very good card because if I have Yukio too early, sometimes this Malo does not give you any value, so you'd rather play this out instead. Basically, this effect has piercing naturally, which means it can swing over Digimon and pierce. In addition to that, all turns when any Digimon is deleted, you gain a memory, which is really cool. I love that. So sometimes when your Myotismons die, you gain a memory and you get another memory for Yukio, etc. when this guy's out there, which is really good. Next, we've got 4 copies of Yukio Oikawa, the weirdo himself. Just kidding. Very strong tamer for this deck. All turns, when one of your Digimon with Myotismon in its name is deleted, you may spend this tamer to gain 1 memory. Super powerful effect as it is. And end of your opponent's turn. This is very important during the end of your opponent's turn. So that's before your draw phase, before your unsuspend phase, before you gain memory, etc., etc. You can destroy this tamer and send it into the trash to play a Malo from trash without paying its cost. So effectively, at the end of your opponent's turn, if you've got, you can play this, you can play this, you can play this. Depending on the amount of MaloMyotismon and Myotismon in your trash, you might want to choose these guys, and then they will effectively trigger at the end of your opponent's turn to delete unsuspended Digimon and trash the top card of their security. What makes that powerful is if I bring 2 out, which is actually consistent, on average I'm bringing 2 out at the same time, they will trash the top 2 cards of the security at the end of their turn still, which means at the start of my turn, MaloMyotismon is live to attack. So they're actually going to neg 4 swings. They will lose 2 security and I will gain 2 hits. So that's actually like 4 hits. That's like a 4 damage, 4 straight damage to them, which is really powerful. And yeah, Yukio is goated for that. Very powerful card. Next, we're running 4 copies of Pandemonium Flare. I'll be very honest, I'm starting to run 4 just to experiment, but I do miss Deathclaw quite a bit. I also miss Call from Darkness quite a bit. So I'm probably going to drop this down to 3. I haven't really had a situation where I needed 4, apart from when I was hoping and praying that it would be in security. So 3 is probably what I'll cut it to, but basically this card is only 2 cost. You may delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your other opponent's Digimon unsuspended, and is I guess a level that is equal or less than the Digimon being deleted. So if I delete a level 5, I delete your level 5. If I delete a level 6, I delete your level 6. So very good stuff, and it's just straight up a trump sword in security, so you get to just delete an unsuspended Digimon. So it's a relatively powerful card, but I don't know, sometimes I miss the Deathclaw just to be able to trigger that Yukio by deleting a Malo and deleting a level 4. You don't always need to like delete a level 6 or get max value out of it, but yeah, strong card overall. Next, I'm running 1 copy of Missed Memory Boost and 1 copy of Fight for Your Pride. I'm still debating on what to do with these cards, but Missed Memory Boost is trash the top 2 cards of your deck, which actually triggers the Demimera, and then you get to draw 1. So it's a C2 pieces and then draw 1. So you're seeing all 3 of your pieces. It's been very hit or miss, guys. Sometimes I trash like things I absolutely need, which just slows me down a lot. But sometimes I trash really good cards like Yukio and Myotismon, and that sets me up for absolute success. So really tough. I'm trying it at 1. I had it at 2 or 3 actually, and then it just felt really greedy, so I'm dropping it down to 1. I'm testing both extremes and seeing where they go. But delay effect, gain 2 memory, really good for a big swing turn. Fight for Your Pride, testing it as well. Might replace this with another Deathclaw. I just need more like self-deletion. I just need more self-deletion, to be honest. But you get to play 1 purple level 4 Digimon without paying its cost from your trash. And then if you have a Myotismon out, you can actually give a Digimon blocker, which means that I can actually give one of my unsuspended MaloMyotismon blocker, or I can give a Devimon or a Devimon with Retaliation blocker, which is a very strong effect if you actually play it right and sequence it right. Next and last, we're running 2 copies of Analog Youth. Analog Youth, super simple card, guys. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, grab a Digimon, and trash the rest. Arguably, Analog Youth has been much better than Mist Memory Boost, which is why I run only one. And the reason why Analog Youth has been super good is because it's an instant searcher. It gets me pieces that I need to Digivolve into. And I get to trash more Myotismons and Yukios, which is very good. With Mist Memory Boost, you're drawing one, and you might not even get a Digimon that you need to proceed, which really sucks. Like, that actually happened to me a lot, which is why I think Mist Memory Boost as one is fine. Honestly though, I will probably cut... It depends. If I cut Mist entirely, I feel like I'll revert to the scatter mode package and see how that goes. But guys, that is the deck profile. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below and like the video. I could totally answer your questions. If you encounter any scenarios where you find difficult, any matchups you find difficult, please comment below. In addition to that, something I noticed, you are really playing for your huge momentum Malo turn. So focus on getting Yukio suspended and getting as many suspended as you can. And then just have that one big turn. You don't necessarily need to do any chip damage in this deck, because if you can bring out 3 Malos and they only have 5 security, you secure lethal just bringing these 3 Malos out in one turn. So try to focus around that win condition before you start experimenting other ways to play it, like doing chip damage, attacking, etc, etc. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.